Right, so this is day 17 of growing this brand new faceless YouTube channel to $10,000 per month. For some extra context, I've grown multi other faceless channels to this one, nearly $200,000 in ad revenue. I've grown multiple other channels to hundreds of thousands of subscribers. This one I've purely documented from scratch, start of December 2024, and yesterday we earned a total of about, was it $10 or was it, let me actually zoom in a little bit better, but let's see. Yesterday was a $10 day, so not a terrible day whatsoever. We're basically averaging about $10 a day now, which is not the worst, not the best. 20,000 views in the last 7 days, and our RPM is probably increasing quite a bit as well. So if I actually sort this to literally just yesterday, I want to take a deeper look on seeing what kind of reciprocated this $10 revenue. So we got 3,000 views, 3.31 estimated revenue. Nice. And do I see any new videos? This one looks interesting. This video is like an odd one out. All these other ones have like a same kind of thumbnail format. So I'm gonna see like who made this video, why it did good. The RPM on this is actually crazy. 11 views and a $71 RPM. So we could definitely double down on this in terms of building up our RPM because that will be super, super helpful. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take a look at audience. What kind of audience am I getting on this? United States. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And this video topic is, I don't know what it is. But what I think I'm going to do is first take a look at analytics. Make sure I check in with my freelancers and then start topic research for today. One of my other freelancers wanted to actually get back working with me, but I'm like, bro, you literally left for like a couple months, so we're not going to do that. But Franchile, my other good freelancer, you need to double check on her. Search accelerator. Francile. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so I think now we don't even have to check anything. Let me go back to my Trello board, actually. We still have 150 video topics in here. I want to bring this to like 180 videos, and so we can actually find maybe 30 videos today, 20 videos, depending on how good the topics we find are. This is kind of what we were wanting to work off of, but I'll go back to this when we run out of ideas. I want to first use my analytics, and so let's go ahead and go into advanced mode. Sort this by estimated revenue. And then I'll also have this to the RPM, so that way I can see which gets a bigger RPM. And yesterday was actually considered a bad day because now we're averaging like $10+ days pretty consistently. So this isn't really, really great. But this video, YouTube TV free trial, we could make more of these. I remember we made a couple of these before in the past, but what I first noticed that these new thumbnails, which is like our newer videos, are performing, which is a good sign because this is like the new format standard that we kind of have for the thumbnails by our good freelancer. So the plan here is to double down on probably these ones actually, because these ones have a really, really high RPM, which is great. These ones down here, not as good. But we see Moomoo cash coupon. I've never really heard of this or doubled down on it that much, so it does seem like I have a really good RPM. Like I got paid $50 for just one singular view. Let me go over to the analytical side of things. And then the revenue right here is actually a $70 RPM. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely start keyword researching in the kind of this area because it seems really good. And I'm gonna open my music, go to Trello board. Let's start this process. Let's go to YouTube. How to use Moomoo Cash Coupon. By the way, for those who are new here, the way that these channels are structured, I know it looks like a cursed channel, right? These channels are literally built in the way where when I find YouTube ideas that are educational, long-term, not based on a trend, like this is not based on a trend. It's literally going to be watched for many, many months later. I will continuously grow in an uptrending graph like the market, and I'll show you literally what I'm talking about. If you see the growth overall on my channel, it's not viral. It doesn't give me a crazy ton of views really quickly, but the overall trajectory is literally guaranteed that I'll keep on climbing higher and higher. So it either flatlines or it goes up. Same thing with the revenue. It either flatlines or it goes up. And so the way that I'm going to be building this is like by a couple months from now, it should be at $50 per day. And then by summer, it should be at like $100 per day. By winter, who knows? It could be at $200, $300 per day. And the goal is to get this to then $10,000 per month at the end of this year, maybe even sooner. I think that's very, very doable and possible as well. So that's kind of how we structure these channels. I've gone again multiple other channels. If you do want to learn more specifically how I do this, what the process is, as well as my other channels and the proof of the evergreen niche, I have a link in the description of this video, which is my mini course, I guess, for free, completely for free. You don't have to pay me for that mini course. Just click on the link in the description. You can check out exactly what I kind of do for a living and how we structure, how I even figured out this kind of niche, because it's definitely one of the more untapped, not heard of business models. So going back to here, how to use Moomoo Cash Coupon, you can see that this video is getting 300 views in 3 months. Isn't terrible, considering that it has a high RPM potential. So we could definitely focus on this one. How to use Moomoo Cash Coupon. Let's do remove cash coupon. This video idea isn't actually as good. How to use, let's see if there's any comparison videos. Wait, how to use Moomoo Australia. Bet. So now notice how there's literally no videos about this. There's one kind of. But I got 19,000 views. And then, yeah, we could definitely take this one. This video also got really good views, very interesting, so we could probably model off of that video as well. Let me just show this in my Trello board real quick. How to use Moomoo in Australia. Now, this video right over here, which you see, Moomoo Guide for Complete Beginners. I want to go ahead and see what kind of other videos are showing up when I type this in. Now, this guy only has 10k subs, 7k views in 7 months. It's great, considering the RPM here is probably going to be like $50, $30, something ridiculously high. You can do the math. It's like a couple $100 that is generated. So let's obviously model off of this, but change the topic. So I'm going to do Moomoo tutorial 2025 to use Moomoo. Nah, let's do complete beginner's guide. And then also, because this should be like a stretched out video, we could probably place mid-roll ads. I'm going to show this in an 8-minute long topic. Moomoo guide. And then let's also work off of Moomoo versus. Now, boom! We found so many good topics. That's super high RPM, which is really good. And you can see that the view potential is also really high. Although the view potential isn't crazy, like, I'm still going to take it because the RPM is super big. What I'm going to also do is give these to my best freelancer. And so that way, we can capitalize on the best possible outcome for these videos. So I want to actually make this as a 3-way, because 2-ways are, you can see someone already made a 2-way comparison. We could literally make this stretched out as a longer video. I showed this inside of friend Sheila's video ideas because she's my best freelancer. Now I'm going to add a different application. So Robinhood, which is honestly better. Now I could also do this one and see what kind of signals show up. Yeah. Perfect. Weeble versus, so this is another 3-way. Moomoo versus Weeble versus Robinhood. Hey, it doesn't seem like it's getting as much views. This guy didn't do as good, so we're not going to do Weeble. Moomoo versus Questrade. Is there any videos about this? No, there's not. Perfect. We are going to take this one. Oh, there's one video about it. But we could probably easily outrank this one. Yeah, we could definitely outrank this video. So we're going to do Moomoo versus. And then we're going to also add another one that is very, very popular. We could probably just shove back both simple or interactive brokers. Yeah, let's add this because it has view potential. So let's do this versus interactive brokers, which is honestly better for you. Tie that down to a personal angle. Let's remove this. There's Weeble Canada. Yeah, let's check out Weeble Canada. 54 views 4 weeks ago. That's not great. We're not going to do this one then. What we could do is Thinkorstorm. 15 views a month is not good. Versus Tiger Broker. I've never heard Tiger Broker. This does have decent views. Like 81 views in 4 weeks is definitely low, but I want to see exactly what Tiger Broker is about. It seems like it is about a Singaporean thing, so not the lowest RPM for sure. It has view potential or RPM potential. So let's do a 3-way comparison this time. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Tiger Broker versus Moomoo versus, and I'm actually gonna remove Moomoo because I think we found the most of it in that. Okay, well, never mind. There's only one for Tiger Broker. Let's remove Tiger Broker again. We could probably do some of these at the bottom, like, for example, whatever IBKR is, which is basically just interactive brokers, it seems. But it does have a really good score on vidIQ as well, so I'm just going to add that right here, which is honestly better. That will work. And then let's also do Moomoo versus, I know stake is not a video that we should make because it's about betting, I think, and that will definitely terminate the channel or something bad will happen. Hold on, this is actually one of my clients' channels, and I know that is a risky topic for sure, so I'm gonna send that to him. Make sure that he knows to not make a video about that. Richard, I'll DM him later. Let me write that down somewhere. Moomoo versus Tiger Broker. Okay, yeah, so let's shift into maybe Moomoo Deposit. This definitely has a good view potential right here. There's no other videos about it. There's one right here. How to deposit money into your account on there. Let's do Moomoo Deposit. Okay, I have a good idea. We're gonna angle the titling slightly differently. Show it back in here. Deposit tutorial. How to add money to your account. Now let's do minimum deposit. What is minimum deposit? 72 views in 5 months. That's terrible. Moomoo, Canada review maybe. Canada review. That's a really interesting way to angle it. So it does seem like it actually has a good amount of search volume. So we could definitely make a video about this as well, considering the RPM would be high. So what I'm gonna do is I tried. Wait. Moomoo Canada review. My honest thoughts after trying for 90 days. Boom. Let's do Moomoo versus Questrade. I think we already did that one. I'll want to actually take a different one from here and then work off of that, if that makes any sense. These two are quite saturated. We could do Questrade and literally just do Questrade versus TD direct investing. This view potential, I got 2.7k views in a year, which is definitely on the lower end of things, but considering the RPM, it definitely is not a bad video idea. Is there any other videos about it though? There is one here. What we could do is actually make a 3-way now, because RPM is great, but we want to get more views. I'm gonna remove. Hold up. What I could also do, this is really big brain. I'll go to a new YouTube tab and then paste this right here. Easy Trade. I've never heard of Easy Trade. Let me just see what this is about real quick. No clue what it is. Is there any videos though about this specifically? There is one right here. I got 400 views in a day. Let's definitely take this, which is right for you. Let's first finish this actually. We could probably just like shove a random one in. Let me actually open the third tab. I don't want to lose any of the data on these two. Let's do that. Yeah, Questrade. Oh wait, Wealth Simple. Let's do Wealth Simple. Wealth Simple, which is right for you. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to here. I do want to make a video on this. Full load. So direct TD investing versus TD, Easy Trade. Which option is better for your needs? Make it more personalized so that way we can relate to the individual viewer better. For your needs. Boom. Life hack. If you want to get more views, make it more personal. Let's remove this. Yeah, that's it for this specific category. Questrade. We'd probably try more like usual tutorials. So we can do, is there any sort of letters or words that we see recently? Like if I type in U, how to use Questrade Canada. There's one video about it. There's another one right here that's pretty solid for sure. But I'm not going to be able to outrank any of these channels with like super big channel authority. So I'm not going to do that. How to use Questrade for beginner? How to use margin account in Questrade? Nah, these are cooked. So I'll remove that. Remove use as well. To use. How to fund a Questrade account. How to withdraw Questrade. Let's do. These all look kind of saturated, so there's probably like a better way for me to do this. Yes. How to sell covered calls in Questrade. Nice. So it has a good score in vidIQ. There's one video right here, but then there's literally no other videos about selling it on Questrade. Wait, there is actually some videos about it. Let me think. You see this video. So the views are incredibly evergreen. And then it's getting views recently as well. Alright, let's do for beginners. So let's do this. How to sell cover calls on Questrade for beginners. And the reason I said for beginners right here, I noticed this is not for beginners. He wants, so there's demand for beginners for sure. Using comments to dictate the topic, really big right move. How to sell, remove covered calls. How to short sell on Questrade. Already so many videos about it. How to sell ETF on Questrade. There's already a lot of videos about that. So yeah, how to videos aren't the move within this category. Questrade versus Wealthsimple. I've never heard of what the hell this backend is, but let's see here. A lot of big channels are showing up, which is not a good sign. Let's go into this category that we were going to look at. Job scan review. So there's definitely a good amount of... So I noticed job scan review did bad, but a comparison video did good. So let's do straight into the comparison video. Right after we check out maybe this. So there's definitely... Now I noticed Danny tutorials are showing up quite a bit. So what I could also do is literally just type in Danny job scan, Danny's tutorial. And see the best videos for this channel. So job scan versus teal. High RPM potential. It's literally about jobs and employment. I don't know why I can't copy it, but what I'm going to do is take this and then work off of it. We're not going to take it one-on-one because I'm never going to do better than him. Resume worded. Perfect. So I'm going to do the craziest thing ever and make a super, super long video. And I'm going to make it as a 8-minute video. Job scan resume inverted versus teal versus whatever the hell Sky Sinker is as well. Best. Now, what's a word? What's one word for all four of these? For that, we're going to use ChatGPT's help. So ChatGPT, there's no way, bro. Let's go. All right, whatever. ChatGPT. Is it making me sign in? Okay, well, let's just sign in. So, Mortis, bro. Bum, 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 bum. Redirecting, cool. But give me one word that sums these 3 applications. Resume optimizer. Best resume optimizer. There we go. Now, what I could also do now is because we kind of made a video. Oh, yes. JobScan is not supported in our region. No videos about this. So let's do fix JobScan. Is there any other phrases we could look into? Builder review. This review, and then this comparison, which we already kind of worked off of. Power edit. Don't know what that is. It seems like this just JobScan themselves. So let's do power edit full how to use JobScan Power Edit 2025. There's no other channels other than JobScan itself. JobScan resume, premium cover letter versus... Okay, that's basically it for JobScan, I think. How to use JobScan Premium. There's no videos about this. Sick. Well, there's this. No, the view potential on this one is really low. But the other applications that we saw were right... Where was it? Was it this one? No, it was right here. Resume worded. Resume worded. Yes. Probably has other videos as well. So this one got really great views. I'll probably just do like a two-way just as well because we capitalize on this 100%. But because this guy did this first, we're gonna swap it. JobScan versus resume reworded, which what was it? Resume builder is best. And then there's also a review video that we could probably make. Bad. So let's do resume worded, honest review 2025. As well as resume worded, how to use premium free. No, we're not gonna do that. Tutorial. Resume worded LinkedIn review. That has no view potential. Resume worded. What we could do is actually take the score video. See, look at 62 subscribers, 31,000 views. Super evergreen. Perfect. Let's literally just model off of that topic that he kind of worded it as. How your resume score with resume worded. How to increase your resume score. What about this one? Crazy. Let's go back to here. Is there any other videos? JobScan versus SyncSkiller. Got 700 views. Not the best. 700 views in 7 months. Let's see here. Yeah, that's about it. What I could do, though, is because this does have decent RPM and views, I'll do this right here. And then we could definitely do resume score and review. So this one right here got resume score, 39 subscribers, 9,000 views 6 years ago. Not terrible, but not good at all. What about review? Yeah, let's do a review video. Honest review or something like that. Skill Syncer or IntelliGo. That's gonna give me low RPM, but that's good for today. We found 165 video topics, and all these are really high RPM, really good video topics as well. So yeah, yesterday was a bad day, and it was actually still relatively good considering how new and how nice of a trajectory this channel is growing overall. But we're gonna try to get this to 10,000 views for 48 hours ASAP. But more importantly, is actually growing the RPM, because views don't matter if your RPM is really small. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. Again, if you guys are interested in working with me directly and having me coach you, and even literally implementing my own team to help build these channels for you to $5,000 and $10,000 per month this year, I'll have a link in the description for you to apply to work with me one-on-one. And other than that, I hope you guys all crush it, whatever niche you guys are in. I'll see you guys for day 17 then.